Saving golden-shouldered parrots at Artemis means tackling threats that aren't initially obvious. There are animals here that you wouldn't expect to be a problem for a parrot. Half the time, they're not even in the parrot's habitat, but when they are, they do so much damage. They're not easy to find, and they're not easy to get rid of. They're smart. They're really smart. Which means we've got to be smarter.
I'm Tom Shepard, grazier from Cape York Peninsula. Me and my wife Susan own Artemis Station, halfway between Law and Cohen. Come on, big. These ones ain't a problem. It's the ones out in the bush. These are good. We'll eat them when they're big enough. 2 or 3 months, they're in the pot. Oh, it's a real problem with pigs. We're working on them, pretty. We do as much as we can to keep them down, but we haven't got the time and the money to just, be too much. We'd never afford it. We just do the best we can. But we're lucky to have the conservation partners here. With their help, getting a hell of a lot more done, ain't we?
I'm Hein Tolen, and I'm a conservation officer here at Artemis with conservation partners. Most of the year we do clearing to keep the grasslands open here. But as we approach the dry season, our priorities change. And the temperatures start creeping up to the 40 degrees Celsius. And the landscape dries out a lot. And there's only a few pockets of water left here on the property. So the pigs don't do too well in this heat. They are unable to sweat, so they need to find other ways to cool down, which is to wallow in the mud and the water of these swamps and water holes. They're also tied to these water holes because this is their last remaining food source found around these places. And they're really quite tied to the water holes at the end of the dry season, and you'll never find them very far away. At this point, they've completely rooted up the wetlands in search for shellfish and tubers, and food options are scarce. So, how do pigs impact golden-shouldered parrots? Well, for one, they like to rub against termite mounds, and during the wet season, this can topple them over. The conical mounds that the parrots rely on for breeding are already in urgently short supply. The bigger problem is their insatiable appetite for cockatoo grass tubers. The seed of this species is a critical food source for the parrots at the start of the wet season, when no other seeds are available. But the pigs root up the cockatoo grass tubers before it can set seed, leaving the parrots with nothing at the time they need it the most. So if we're serious about saving golden-shouldered parrots at Artemis, we need to control pigs. That means thinking like a pig, but smarter.
Are you smarter than a pig?
I hope so. I think I am. Poison baits are the most effective control option. But pigs are smart and suspicious. If they get a sublethal dose, they'll not come back again. So we have to pre-feed the pigs for about a week on a safe, non-toxic bait, just to get them used to a new food source before we put out the real poison baits. During this time, we monitor the amount of pigs coming in. These metrics allow us to see how effective our control work actually is, because there's no point in doing something that's not working. Look at that bastard. There's a boar running around in the bush there. I think he thinks it's probably feeding time, supper time. Let's get out of here and then let him have his feed. I'm pretty sure they'll come in tonight and eat it all. Oh, it will be on for young and old. There'll be a party in there. And hopefully that will entice them to come back again and again until we put out our baits. We know pigs can be kept down. The shepherds have shown us so.
This place is Turtle Swamp. We got a lot of special places, I suppose. Not only Turtle Swamp. That's one of them, yeah. These swamps, they're important, everything. You know, for the native animals and all the, you know, birds and the lilies and everything, all in flower. You can't see too much damage here at the moment. We work on a hell of a lot, the pig poisoning and shooting and, you know, all the time. So it's sort of keep them down so you don't see the damage. Just one boar can do a hell of a lot of damage, just rooting up the country. I've got to be honest, I don't think we'll get rid of them completely, because how can we? We got no chance here while we got the boundary 2K away, you know. They'll be all back here shortly, another month if it don't rain.
Cape York has one of the highest pig densities in Australia. In some areas, it's up to 20 pigs per square kilometre. A female can produce up to 20 piglets a year, so we're facing an uphill battle. During the wet season, it's the perfect conditions for them. They don't really have any effective predators here. We can't get rid of them, that's true, but we can put pressure on them and put a big dent in their population when they're most susceptible, which is now. So we've been putting food lure out for a week now, and it seems like word has spread among the pigs. The cameras have been showing that there's no native species coming in, which is perfect. So now it's time to give these pigs the last supper. None of us love poison, but it's the most effective way of controlling pigs. We know 1080 has its drawbacks, but right now it's the least worst option. The worst option is doing nothing. Pigs are so hard to control, so we need every option at our disposal. Just coming to have a look at the results of last night's baiting. It looks like we had a bit of success already. Just a little one. Oh, there's another one here. Poor guys. Yeah, never fun to see him dead. It's definitely better for the environment and for the parrots. But they're actually nice animals too, I reckon. But yeah, not in this environment. That's a sow. Would have produced a lot of young this wet season probably, so we prevented that. Our monitoring cameras showed over 50 pigs eating our poison baits. So yeah, it was a good result, but we're not done yet. We're gonna hit them with a double whammy. With funding from Cape York on RM, we've been able to hire Andrew and Jacko to do a mop-up kill of the pigs that didn't come into the bait stations.
You really need a combination of a whole lot of different methods and techniques. Aerial shooting is great out in the open areas for a big knockdown. We went up at 169 here last year. You get areas of thick scrub along all your riverine areas, in the rainforest patches. You can't even see the ground, let alone see the pigs in there. So baiting is a lot more effective in those areas. Even believe you've had people here with thermal scopes at night time, which is great as well. So it's really, you've got to keep that sustained effort to have any chance at all of keeping our numbers in check.
The results will be worth the effort. Turtle Swamp shows us what can be achieved when you keep the pressure on. What the shepherds have achieved there, we're now replicating across the Parrots' core range. It's not just us doing this. All across the Cape, landowners want their pigs gone. And that requires a region-wide response. It's not something that any one group can achieve on their own.
Everyone got to do it, not only every property got to do it. If we all worked hard on it, yes, we might. But there's a hell of a lot to it, yeah.
It's been a productive campaign for us. Between shooting and baiting, we've removed over 100 pigs this year from Artemis. It will take them a while to recover their numbers. So as we get into the wet season, there'll be a lot less pressure on the wetlands and on the cockatoo grass when the parents need it the most.